Hello everyone, it's a beautiful day and it's nice to be here where we talk everything human resources. I am so sorry I've been off air for a while. I have been doing a lot of me time, but as always I promise to bring you information that will educate you and broaden or increase your knowledge base, whether you are an individual actively looking for a job or you want to build a career where you're currently working. My name is Chinwe of Kiranda, where we talk everything human resources, and I want to welcome you to my channel. If you have not done so, please click the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my videos. In my previous videos, we talked about skills that are essential for all profession, the human resource profession inclusive. Today we are going to be talking about one of such skills, and this is information confidentiality. Irrespective of our profession, our ability to keep confidential information confidential is important. Friends will tell you things in confidence and they expect it to remain so. And organizations also hire, and when they are hiring, they want to hire people who they will know will not go to town and talk about the going-ons within the organization to the public or to a third party. So today the focus of this video is on information confidentiality. Questions like what is information confidentiality, what are the examples of confidential information, and what is our responsibility as individuals or employees or employers in an organization will be explained. So let's go straight to the first question. What is information confidentiality? Information confidentiality, in its simplest definition, means not divulging any information about an individual or an organization, its customers, its employees, vendors, partners, clients to a third party or the public, especially where the public or third party will gain undue advantage by having such information. And usually we have this information by virtue of the fact that we work in that organization or we're in a department that are custodians of such information. We could even receive this information from a third party. But what we're trying to explain is that if this information are not in the public domain, that is, if they're not on the website of the organization and available to the public, if you divulge or pass on this information, however you have heard of it, you are not keeping confidentiality when it comes to information. And there's so many examples of information that needs to be kept confidential. As a matter of fact, they differ from company to company, from sector to sector. But examples include information on business or marketing. They include information about the company's initiative, their customer base, their business plan, their research data. And for an FMCG or a food and beverage company, they would have confidential information about their formulas, about their recipes, about some ingredients that they use in manufacturing, and they want this to be kept secret. Others also have trade secrets. Companies have gone ahead to try to protect such secrets by either acquiring patents or copyrights to protect them, as the case may be. Then as individuals, the information about our bank, our password, our PIN numbers, and other IT-related information are supposed to be kept confidential. For human resources, we are custodians of sensitive employee information. This includes their biodata, their performance reviews, their workplace injury reports. It could be background checks, health-related information, their pay levels, or their salary gates. So many of such informations are sensitive, and companies are required through their HR to ensure that they establish processes and procedures to secure and safeguard such sensitive employee information. And where there's a breach, they are also required to notify the concerned or affected employee about such breach. In addition to sensitive employee information, HR must also maintain confidentiality about management or business information that is not available to the non-management staff, and this could include information about changing business strategies, processes, layoffs, plant closures, and other proprietary data or rights. Sometimes keeping information confidential could be a challenge, and this becomes very challenging when you are faced with workplace investigation or performance or disciplinary issues. It becomes a little bit difficult to keep such information confidential, especially where you need to divulge it to others that are involved in such disciplinary issues, so that they would be able to make an informed decision based on what you have divulged or sent or told them. Well, in such case, human resource professionals must be able to strike a balance between preserving the employee confidentiality as well as completing a thorough investigation that will be fair to all concerned. Sometimes an employee might walk up to you as a human resource professional and they'll complain to you, but will ask that no action be taken. Most times they wouldn't even want their name to be disclosed as the complainant. Well, in this case, it is good to consider the employee's request, but while doing so, the human resource professional should not always promise confidentiality, because it has the responsibility to fully investigate employee complaints, especially if such complaints would involve some alleged discrimination, perhaps sexual harassment, or could bring legal issues in the future. Disclosing important information to investigate a complaint can be critical in limiting employee liability and guarding against lawsuits. In such circumstances, HR can explain its obligation fully to the concerned person, and it is also important that they help the employee to know that making such complaints known will be in the benefit or the best interest of such employee, and it will forestall reoccurrence of such things. So I want to recap what we have said so far. So far we have said that information confidentiality is very, very important. That is a skill that everyone must acquire or strive to acquire, irrespective of where we work or what we do. We have also talked about examples of information that needs to be kept confidential. We've talked about some sectors and some information that are essential to them. We have also considered the role of human resources and the role of organizations in making sure that there's confidentiality of information. In conclusion, we also talked about how human resources can handle some cases that will sometimes necessitate the divulging of an information to a third party or members of a committee or an investigative panel or someone making inquiry into such complaints so as to find lasting resolutions to them. So the rule of thumb to always remember where you are in doubt in issue of confidentiality is you need to ask yourself, how did I get this information? Will others get an undue advantage when they have access to this information? What does my organization's handbook state about this information? Should it be made known to the public, or should it be guarded jealously? Remember that when you are in doubt, the less information you give, the better. I hope you have learned today. So I'll see you next week again with some very topical issues. Thank you very much for watching.